Good morning class 10. So in the previous video we were discussing the northern mountains, that is the Himalayan range, the first physiographic division. Today we will talk about the northern Indian plains, the North Indian plains. Okay. The southern peninsular part of India, that is the plateau region, was formed about 200 million years ago. At that time, this part was in the southern hemisphere, but it gradually started moving to the north due to the movement of plates of the Earth's crust. The part collided with the mainland of Asia. In this process, the portion in between was folded and elevated to form the mountain ranges of the Himalayas. The Himalayas were formed between 70 to 20 million years ago. Hence, it is known as Young Fold Mountain Range. The rivers that originated in the mountain ranges of the Himalayas brought the alluvium on large scale and deposited it in the region between the mountains and the sea. Thus, the Great Plains of India were formed by the deposition of the alluvium brought by the rivers of the Himalayas and by the rivers of the plateau region flowing northward. The depth of this alluvium deposit varies from 780 meters near Kolkata to 8,000 meters near Ambala. These plains extended from Rajasthan to Assam. As the foothill region of the Himalayas, we find depositions of pebbles, gravel and sand, which is collectively termed as Bhabar. Tarai plain found to the south of Bhabar region is by and large a marshy land. To the south of this plain, we find the areas of older alluvium known as Bhangar and areas of newer alluvium known as Khadar. Now see this figure, cross section of the North Indian plains. Okay. Now in this figure, as you can see, the southern part, okay, south. All right. So the southern peninsular part of India, all right, that is the plateau region. It is very old. It is how much old? 200 million years old. All right, that means these are the rocks which were formed, in the ancient period. All right, 200 million years old. These plateaus are, and above that plateau, towards the north of that plateau, okay, a marshy sea was there. That is called Tethys. Okay, a sea was there. You can call it, that sea was not that much deep. Okay, a shallow sea was there. That is called Tethys. All right. And in the lower classes, we have read about the tectonic plates, and these plates are moving. Actually, these plates are floating over that magma, and it is always moving. Okay. So while moving, all right. So this that plateau, the southern plateau. Actually, it was in the southern hemisphere, and slowly it shifted towards the northern hemisphere, and it collided with the Asiatic plate. All right, and because of that, a fold occurred. All right, and that fold is the northern mountain, that is the Himalayan range. Okay, after the formation of Himalayan range, so many rivers originated. All right, it started from the mountains, the peaks of those mountains, and it came down, and it brought different type of pebbles, soil, alluvium, everything, and that shallow sea, that is Tethys sea, was totally deposited, all right, with that alluvium brought down by the rivers, and this is how the northern plains were formed. Okay, during this formation, in the figure, as you can see, try to understand this figure. All right, mountain ranges you can see, that is in the north. Okay, and the first that the layer of soil which was formed there, that is Bhabar, then Tarai, then Bhangar, and then there is Khadar. Okay, so we will try to understand Bhabar, Tarai, Bhangar and Khadar. All right, now first one is Bhabar. What is Bhabar? The foothill region of the Himalayas. All right, you can see Bhabar is around the foothills of the Himalayas. So there is a deposition of pebbles, gravel and sand. Alright, so the deposition of pebbles, gravel and sand, it is collectively termed as Bhabar. All right, the next one is Tarai. Okay, you know that when the streams descend from the mountain, all right, the Himalayas, it actually disappears around that bhabar, because pebbles are there, sand is there, gravels are there. So the streams, when it comes down, it disappears. That means it flows under that pebbles and sand and all those things, so it disappears there. So that region is bhabar. But in the Tarai region, it comes up. All right, it comes up, and that region is a marshy region, because that water flows over the surface. Okay, it is a marshy region. Understood? That is called Tarai. Understood? And then if we move towards the south of this plain, that is a Bhabar Tarai region, then what kind of area it is? Bhanga. All right, what kind of alluvial soil is found there? Old alluvial soil, so we call it Bhangar. Bhangar means old alluvium. And then the new alluvium, new deposit of soil, that is called Khadar. The North Indian plain is divided into 4 zones. They are the plains of Rajasthan, second one is the Punjab Haryana plains, third one is the Ganga Plains, and the fourth one is the Brahmaputra Plains. So one by one we will read. The first one is the plains of Rajasthan. Okay, it is situated towards the west of the Aravalli mountains. In the map you can see Aravalli mountains. So towards the west of Aravalli mountain, the Rajasthan plain is there, and this region receives a very less amount of rainfall. As you know that Rajasthan, a bigger part of Rajasthan is a dry area, all right, and the monsoon winds which comes from eastern part, when it reaches up to Rajasthan, it is not able to cause that kind of rainfall, because it on its course it loses all the moisture. So very less amount of rainfall occurs. Since very less amount of rainfall occurs in that region, all right, so that is why this area is also known as the Great Indian Desert. In this given figure, as you can see, Aravalli mountain range is there, and towards its west you can see the Great Indian Desert is there. All right, so this area is receiving very less amount of rainfall. Now the next division is the Punjab Haryana plains. These plains are these plains are very fertile. These are formed by the alluvium deposited by the rivers such as Satluj, Beas and Ravi. These perennial rivers provide ample water for the development of agriculture in this region. These fertile plains are scattered in Punjab, Haryana and in Himachal Pradesh. So the previous one we talked about, that was that Rajasthan plain. So it is located entirely in Rajasthan. All right, one of the state of our country. And next one is Punjab Haryana plain. So from the name you can understand that this fertile plain is scattered in Punjab, Haryana, and also some part is there in Himachal Pradesh. And these have been formed. These plains are actually very fertile plains. Why these are very fertile? Because it has been formed by the alluvium deposited by the rivers like Satluj, Beas, and Ravi. Okay, and most of these rivers are perennial. That means it carries water all throughout the year. Okay, so these rivers are also a great source of that irrigation for the region. All right, and these areas are known for agriculture. Okay, the next one is the Ganga Plains. Okay, very famous plains. These plains extend from the catchment of Yamuna in the west. So it starts from the west of Yamuna. That catchment is the region, all right, that all around a river, that area where rainfall occurs and that water flows towards that river. So we call it catchment area. Okay, so it starts from the catchment area of Yamuna in the west, all right, and reaches to the Bangladesh border in the east. The Ganga plains are very fertile. Rivers such as Ganga, Yamuna and their tributaries drain through this region. The region has very gentle slope, hence this region is densely populated due to development of agriculture, industry, transportation and towns. So the Ganga plains, as you can understand, that is a plain, okay, a vast plain region. That is why it is very good for agriculture. It is very good for settlement. It is very good for establishing industries. All right, so it is densely populated region, okay, and it is mostly known for agriculture. The next one is the Brahmaputra Plains. From the name you can understand these plains have been formed by the river Brahmaputra and its tributaries. It is a depositional plain surrounded by high mountains. These plains cover the area on both the sides of river Brahmaputra. They extend to a length of about 640 kilometers and a width of about 100 kilometers in Assam. So you can see that the width of this plain varies. Alright, towards the west you can say the width is around 640 kilometer, and you know that it is reduced up to 100 kilometers in Assam. Okay, and this area is surrounded by high mountains, and also the plains covers the areas on both the sides of river Brahmaputra. Okay, either side of river Brahmaputra. Now let us talk about the advantages of the North Indian plains. The plains are termed as the granary of India due to the fertile soil, leading to higher agricultural production in this region. So these are the advantages. The first advantage is that these plains, okay, the northern plains, it is also known as granary of India. Alright, why it is called granary of India? Because most of the agricultural product which we are consuming, it comes from the northern plains. Why so much of agriculture is possible there? It is because of its fertile soil. Okay, so this area, alright, is known for agricultural production. Next one is agriculture is developed more due to the presence of many perennial rivers. Alright, so in this area so many perennial rivers are there because these rivers originate from the Himalayas, alright, from the glaciers. So glaciers slowly melt, alright, and water supply is throughout the year. So these rivers are never drying. So these are the good source of irrigation in that area. So agriculture is possible. Next one is, due to high groundwater table, the region is also famous for well irrigation. Not only rivers are there, but the water table, okay, that underground water table is also very high. So digging a well and using that water for irrigation is also very easy there. Many rivers are navigable. Alright, that means the rivers mostly are flowing in the plains. There is no mountain, there is no waterfall, and enough water is there in the rivers. So these rivers are navigable. That means it can be used for transportation. Okay, water transportation is that quite possible in this region. Road and rail transportation network is also well developed because of flat topography. Alright, that area is entirely plain. Okay, very gentle slope is there, so construction of roadways, railways is very easy. Deposits of petroleum and natural gas are found in the sedimentary rock of the region in the northeast. If you go towards the northeastern part of the northern plains, you know that vast deposit of petroleum is also there and natural gas is also there in the sedimentary rock. It is one of the most densely populated regions of India, as we have discussed earlier also, because of its fertility. Alright, the soil is very fertile, that is why, and also it is plain, that is why it is densely populated. The great religions of the world. Alright, so it is known for the development of the the well-known religions, alright, of this world, like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism. Alright, most of these religions developed actually in the northern plains. And many sacred places and centers of pilgrimage are also located there, like Amritsar is there, Haridwar is there, Varanasi, Bodh Gaya. Alright, so these are also found in this region.